Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back for more live sound tips. Got an SM58 grill in my hand here because I wanted to remind y'all, if you have not already seen the very first video that I ever made, I think it's the title on YouTube and Facebook, is my number one piece of advice for live sound engineers. There's a reason that was the first video topic that I ever tackled 3.5 years ago, and the reason is simply that of everything I've ever learned in my 15 years in the business, that the best return on investment that I ever got in terms of what I got back from the small amount of work that it required to clean my microphones on a regular basis is by far the most valuable thing that I have done, and the most valuable thing that I have made into a regular habitual practice of mine. So please go and watch that video because it is relevant to what I want to talk to y'all about today, which is another topic about the COVID-19 or novel coronavirus quarantine, lockdown thing, whatever you want to call it. Right now, today, it is Tuesday, I don't know, the 16th or 17th, I can't remember. But right now in the San Francisco Bay Area, there are 7 counties that are on an advised shelter in place or sort of a self-imposed quarantine. Sorry if you're hearing the cows out here. Some of them are hollering and making a racket. At any rate, what I want y'all to think about, and the reason I want y'all to go back and watch that video, if you have not watched it already, about the importance of cleaning and sanitizing the grills on your microphones on a regular basis, is because most people have been way behind the curve when it comes to bars and small clubs. I still get way too many performers and bands who come through the bottom of the hill in San Francisco on tours, and they're frequently, you know, when this conversation comes up, they're always telling me that, you know, no matter where they go, that the microphones like smell like barf or whatever, and that they're just absolutely disgusting, and that they hate using venue microphones. And that's one reason that a lot of performers, you know, when they're touring and they're playing every night, they do bring their own microphones more and more these days. But again, like if you go back and watch that video, there's a whole bunch of reasons that sanitizing and cleaning your microphones on a regular basis is not only more reassuring and polite and helpful to the performers, but it's also, it has sonic benefits. There are some sound quality things that you maybe have not considered if you're not doing this on a regular basis. So the thing to think about with regard to this, you know, all these bands that are having to cancel tours and all the festivals that have been canceled and postponed, is that we need to start thinking about what the new normal is going to be. Because like I said, a lot of people have been way behind the curve on this issue, and they haven't been keeping up with cleaning their microphones and rotating, putting new grills on the microphones for each performer and that sort of thing. And look, these grills, first of all, buy the actual Shure replacement part, okay? Don't buy the crappy third-party ones. I've made that mistake a long time ago, and all of them were completely covered in rust in less than 2 months. I don't make any money from these videos. I don't have any kind of endorsement deal with Shure or anything like that. I'm just telling you from personal experience, from washing my grills religiously for the last 13 years at bottom of the hill. I'm just telling you that the cheaper ones that, you know, you might save $3 or $4 each, but they're not worth it. They're just not worth it. They won't hold up for nearly as long. I think you can get these on Amazon or through various websites for around $7 or $8 a piece. It's definitely a worthwhile investment. Again, strategically determining how many of them you're going to need as extras and that sort of thing. Watch the video, watch the number one piece of advice for live sound engineers, and you'll have a better idea of what you can do to increase your own inventory of grills and microphones. But you know, we got to think about the fact that this is going to be the new normal. This is such a worldwide calamity, and the effects on not only the live event industry, but I mean the entire world economy is so massive that, you know, this is something you can't ignore. Like, for those of you who haven't been diligently washing your microphones all the time at your venue, you need to get caught up. But you need to not only get caught up to what I'm talking about having done in a video that I made 3.5 years ago, because now I'm gonna have to start making sure that I'm washing all of those windscreens every single night, not just rotating the mics and cleaning all of them on a weekly basis so that everybody has a clean mic of their own during each show. But now we're just gonna have to make sure that everybody has clean ones every single night. Again, go back, watch the video. I explain how I rotate the 14 different microphones and the 20 extra screw-on grills that I have and all that kind of stuff so that everybody always has a clean mic. But now I'm gonna have to step it up another level of my own, because we're never gonna be able to ever go back to a time again where people are saying, man, remember back before COVID of 2020 when like everybody's microphones smelled like someone's ass or smelled like puke or smelled like a dumpster? Like this is going to be the new normal. Like, you all got to get caught up with sanitizing and cleaning your microphone grills on a regular basis, particularly open mics at, you know, cafes and bars and small venues. Like on an open mic, like 30 or 40 people a night could be putting their lips on the same microphone. You're gonna have to figure out a way to do that. I gotta figure out a way that I can get all of my people and employees to get on board with this on the nights when I'm not there, because that's why I have to do it once a week, because I can't do it every single night. But now I gotta figure out a way. Now I gotta step my game up a level. Y'all gotta step your game up a level, maybe even 2 levels to catch up. Because again, I've been doing this since April of 2007. So I've got 13 years of experience of staying on top of this, and it's been a habit for a long time, and it's something that I'm really I care about, and it's really important. And again, as a return on investment, there's nothing you can do that will give you a bigger return on your investment. So go back and watch that video, because look, this is the world that we're living in now. Everybody's going to remember when this went down and how important it was to always have hand sanitizer around and always be washing your hands more often. And people are going to remember that, you know, they're going to look back pre-2020 and they're going to say, man, like when it came to cleaning microphones back then, we were all living in the dark ages. We were absolutely living in the dark ages back then. Like, it was bordering on barbaric how disgusting and unsanitary all of the vocal microphones in most small clubs and venues and bars were back then. And we're not going to take any steps backward from there. So y'all got to step your game up, okay? Go watch that video, go check it out. Also, importantly, if you're concerned about all this stuff, I don't have really the time and the resources to provide all the links and all that stuff to all the pages and the updates and things that have been valuable and reliable, scientific, you know, good medical advice that I've been following. But I will say this, check out The House of Pod, a medical podcast. That's the name of it. The House of Pod, a medical podcast. It's done by local doctors here in the Bay Area, 2 gastroenterologists and a friend of theirs who's not a doctor, but is the co-host of the show, who also does all of the production and editing and everything else, a really great local engineer and musician. And Kaveh, a friend of mine, who is one of the doctors who's on the podcast, is also not only a doctor, but is a local musician who plays in a band around the Bay Area. They have a great podcast that's really entertaining and really good. They've done some very recent ones that were sort of like emergency episodes that they got out to answer questions about the coronavirus and what's going on. But all of their previous episodes as well, they've had a lot of really cool guests of just doctors who work within very interesting different specialties than gastroenterology that Kaveh and Lizzie, his other co-host and co-creator of the show, that they're both gastroenterologists. But yeah, they bring on all kinds of people. They bring on people who have really fascinating stories, who as patients have had really bizarre medical anomalies and stories and challenges and whatnot. So it's a great podcast, but they've also been keeping people up to speed about answering questions and handling things with regard to the coronavirus. So that's it for now. Be healthy, be well, be safe, take care of yourselves. It's a workout day for me, so I got to get back inside and go hit up the weights. And yeah, this is the new normal, folks. Start thinking really hard about what you're gonna do to start sanitizing your microphones, and go check out my old video.